Dream Team, it's your favorite duo, Darian and
Mackenzie.
Back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with why you should quit and move to Australia. Now I've seen this video and this man makes some good dang points. Let's see how you react to it. Before we jump in, make sure you subscribe, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. What we got?
This is going to be a very different educational video than usual. This isn't even actually my desk. That's my desk there. And I'll show you the gym. Come on. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why you should quit whatever you're doing and move to Australia. Yeah, she's beautiful, isn't she? First thing.
There she is.
About living in Australia is how accepting they are of you being barefoot. Like,
I would love a gym in the crib.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
We'll get that one day.
Everywhere. Grab my phone, go for a little adventure. And for the record, I'm only drinking these because I had to buy 100 of them for a thumbnail that I did for another video. Don't even taste that good. But for any of you that are confused, I'm English. I lived in the UK till I was 27. Then had a psychedelic trip, ended up deciding to move to Australia. It was the best decision I've ever made. And throughout this video, you're going to understand exactly why that is. Point number one, it's not that expensive in Australia. Petrol, about 30% cheaper. Rent, even in a rental crisis, nowhere near as bad as London, because to live in the UK, you pretty much got to live in London. Even if you live in Manchester, which is nicer than London, people are like, why don't you live in London? Whereas Australia, even living in Bondi Beach, one of the most famous beaches in the world, is cheaper than London. And I just can't quite fathom that when you think about quality of life. So Australia is a lot more affordable. But don't just take my word for it, let's show you some of it. I need my keys. I'm not gonna lie to you, up until the age of 27, I used to get smashed in the United Kingdom every weekend and very often snort a lot of coke. Sorry, Mum and Dad, if you're watching this. Thing is, in the UK, to me, and I'm not saying...
Okay. Wasn't expecting that.
Everybody has their past, you feel me? Everybody, it looked like he done came up and he's doing amazing for himself now, god dang it.
Yes.
Not telling you how to live your lives. The UK was quite mundane for me and I had to escape it at the weekend. It was almost like you have to go through this life of grey skies and people being miserable, then at the weekend suddenly, boom, coke, booze, whatever. Even something like this car, 6-year-old car. I don't really need flashy things quite as much here than I do in the UK. In the UK, people are like brand new car, finance, need to get a Range Rover, even though I live in Surrey, because they need some kind of experience throughout their day that makes them feel good. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just saying it's very different when you come to somewhere like Australia. Rather than sitting in an overpriced 4x4 car that's never gonna go off-road, you could maybe go to the beach and have a swim before work. In Australia, one of the craziest things that happens here is, if it's your mate's birthday, you all meet up at 6 AM, you get up at 5:30 to go for a swim in the beach together before work. In the UK, no one is meeting up before work.
Would you do that? Would you do that? If it's your mate's birthday, you get up at 5:30, you all meet at the beach at 6 before work. It's only one day.
It's the 5:30 part.
Oh my god.
But then, I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'd force you out of bed. Like, bro, come on, we gotta do it for our friends.
Shops don't even open until 7 AM. Here you get a coffee at 5:30 if you want. And again, this is my personal experience with Australia. It's not right for everyone, but I know there are going to be a lot of you watching this that are in a similar kind of place to me in the UK where you're like, I'm not happy here. You feel like you're a plant that's been left in the shade that you can't fully grow. And that's actually how I felt. It was just the psychedelic experience that got that out of me. So what we're going to do now is go to the beach. This beach isn't even known for being a great beach. It's just a beach. And another thing, right, you might agree with this as well. Australians, this is just their normal daily life. But as a Brit who came here in October 2016, every day feels like a holiday. And there's a part of you that thinks, how long can you really sustain living in a place that's a holiday? And I've been doing it 7 years, still feels like a holiday. Then there's the next thing. Family, it's a long way from home. It's a day away. Yeah, it's 21 hours of flying. Everywhere's a day away. Once my flight got delayed twice on the way back from Berlin, it took me a day to get back to London. It's a day away.
Yeah.
Do you miss your family and friends? Yes, but when the plane's going down, you got to put the mask on yourself first, then other people. If you stay in a place you don't want to be in to appease people around you, you're putting the mask on them whilst you slowly suffocate to death. I know, I've been there. Now,
that's absolute facts, my guy. Absolute fact. Put the mask on yourself first, god dang it.
Yes.
There are also a lot of reasons that I hate Australia. Tax, just as bad as the UK. But if you're going to pay 45% tax bracket here, you know you're not going to get stabbed for your watch on a night out. And there's not going to be any potholes in the road. I know you're thinking, spiders. You see one a year. The big ones that you see online, the huntsmen, these are actually the ones that aren't even that dangerous. These are the ones that kill the bad spiders, like the redbacks.
Left at the light.
Left at the light. And the funnel webs. You ever seen a funnel web? Oh, road closed. Where are we gonna go? Detour. And here's a crazy thing for any of you that do move out to Australia, right? They don't use traffic lights when they're doing roadworks. They have people there with lollipops. And in Sydney, they kind of always hire hot chicks to hold on to the lollipops. You notice this? You're going through roadworks and you're like, why is there a 9 out of 10 there flipping a lollipop? And they get good money for it as well. One of your biggest problems with coming...
I guess that would make sense, right? Yeah, I'm not going to say anything on that topic. We're going to keep the video going.
Mm-hmm.
9 out of 10, they're flipping a lollipop and they get good money for it as well. One of your biggest problems with coming to Australia is visas. So any of you that want to come out, sometimes you just got to put the tip in to see how it feels. Do that, 3-month visa, you get a holiday visa, tourist visa.
Once again, can't argue with the man's logic. Can't argue with his logic.
Must apply before you leave. If you go to the airport and try and get on the flight without a visa, you're not getting on that flight. Use the 3 months to travel. You got the East Coast, you got Perth on the West Coast. I recommend maybe going off to Bali for a few days or a week, then coming to Cairns and working your way down south to Sydney and Melbourne. 3 months, use that. If you don't like it, you can go back to your job. You can go back to living with your parents. You can go back to the partner you broke up with to go to Australia. They will take you back. They'll just see it as a midlife crisis. But if you come here and you love it, then you got to leave again and apply for 1 year working holiday visa. So this is just the local beach. As you can see, it's not even that busy. But if you're British like me, there's something you've got to prepare yourself for. In Australia, all cars have got to park facing the same way. So you can get a ticket for parking your car facing the opposite direction to everyone else.
That's how it was where I was at in Texas too. Like if you're parked on the street, like if you're on the right side, you got to be park this way, and on the left side you park the opposite way, or you get fined for it.
I don't know if it's like that here.
Me neither.
Which is mental. It's bloody mental. Do you know what? Do you know what apparently chicks love? You put your arm behind the seat. You like that? Is that BBL? Can't say that, can you? If you've watched as many Andrew Tate videos as I have.
I said, would you love that?
No, but I mean, far as the cars on the sides of the road, bro, I wouldn't even know, just for the fact that I can barely drive. I go one way, and that's forward. I don't go backwards.
I can agree with this statement.
I don't parallel park. I don't reverse park. We don't do none of that.
Can't do none of it.
If I can't go straight, I'm not driving.
You'll have been called a brokey quite a few times. And one of the things I really like about Australia that not many people are talking about is Australia is a really good place to be poor. Now, obviously not so poor that you're, putting your hand out for money at the side of the road. When I came here as a backpacker, even if I was spending the least amount of money possible, I could spend my days down here chilling out, reading a book, figuring out myself. You can rent a surfboard for near to nothing and you can have a pretty good life. I've told this story a million times before, but when I got out here, I remember sitting in a coffee shop and there was like all these young 25-year-olds that were fit and they were just like serving coffee. And I was like, why are good looking young people working in a coffee shop for minimum wage? So then I realized they start work at 6 a.m, they clock off at 2 p.m, they come down the beach with their friends, they have a cider, they watch the sun go down, and these 24-year-olds on minimum wage are living a better life than most people in the United Kingdom. So many people in the UK earn so much more money so that they can escape the life they don't like at the weekend. But here at 10 a.m, you're feeling a bit flat, you can go down the beach, jump in the ocean, make you feel so much better and it costs nothing. Everyone talks about quality of life and lifestyle. Do you know what the best thing about Australia is? You don't even need to be that ambitious. If you can cover your rent and feed yourself, you can build a good life, not just for you, but your family as well. In the UK, to take your kid to the beach means you got to sit on a Ryanair or EasyJet flight for a few hours, wait for your flight to get delayed. It's just insane that in Australia, this is just considered normal. Another good thing about...
He's making some good selling points at the moment, you feel me? The more he talks, the more I'm being sold. Might have to pack it up and take off.
Oh, Lord.
Australia is, it's far enough away from literally everything else in the world that if you want to reinvent yourself, you can. You can come here and be a more confident person. You can be more outgoing. When I got here, a friend that I knew that was here, he made me delete all of my dating apps when I got here, and every girl I spoke to, I had to give them my number in person. James in the UK never did that. James in Australia doesn't do that anymore because my girlfriend would kill me, but I never had any social media followers when I came here. I didn't have any successful business. I'd never even accomplished anything that important until I came to Australia and reinvented myself. Now for some of you, you might not want to do that, but for some of you, You might. But here's the craziest thing, right? I came back to personal training after my psychedelic trip that happened to be in Croatia. I kind of said to a few of my clients in the gym, some of them I've been training for years, right? And Jackie came in. Jackie, you might be watching this. I said to her, I'm kind of thinking about maybe going to Australia. And what I used to do with my clients was, I used to get them to warm up for like 5, maybe 10 minutes on an elliptical, just so I could sense how they were feeling, whether or not they were run down, just to check in with them. And she stopped in her tracks there. She goes, you need to go to Australia. And I was like, this is my client. She sees me 2-3 times a week. Why is she saying? She said, me and my husband had the opportunity to go there when we were younger. We didn't go, we never went. It's the biggest regret of our life. She goes, because before we knew it, we had kids, then we had grandkids, and now we will never see the one place we wanted to go to. And I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful. And I took it on board, went home. The next session she came in, she was one of my bread and butter favorite clients to see on a daily basis. She literally just said, have you got your ticket yet? She was obviously devastated because, I mean, some personal trainer. But that's the real danger you're kind of rolling with here. If you put this off any longer, just takes one load to grow up a bird and you got a family. Once you have kids, you ain't never coming. Don't be like Jackie. So you've probably seen...
Don't get upset. Don't get upset.
Australia, I'm cooked. Y'all kids or not, god dang it. Not saying to live. Probably wouldn't move out there. But visiting, I will come to Australia.
We will bring our kid.
Yes, god dang it. We will experience what Australia is like before I leave this earth.
In that infamous swimming pool in Bondi called Icebergs. That pool for a visit, including sauna, costs less than entry to the Tootenbeck Lido. I have to send you what the Tootenbeck Lido is. It's like a little pool in London. It's 90 meters long. Do you know what I hate about the Tootenbeck Lido? You made a pool that's 90 meters long. Just make it 100. Just make it 100 meters.
Facts.
What's the point? Who designed that? Yeah, we'll come here. How long's that? 90 meters, perfect. Dickhead. How you doing, you all right? Oh, sorry, occupational hazard. Is it a he? Yeah. Oh, he's beautiful. Kelpie cross? Cool, I've got a Kelpie at home. So another thing, you don't realise how gaslit we've been in the UK when it comes to coffee, right? Coffee in Australia is amazing. It's like 10 times better, and I'm not just saying that. It's like unreal. You go back to Costa, Nero, Starbucks, and you're like, why are you selling me dark cat piss? So you come to Australia, you do your working holiday visa, and suddenly you're a coffee connoisseur. You're a snob. And I'm praying, Lord, sweet baby Jesus, that they've got almond croissants.
Hey, how are you?
Very good, thanks. Can I please get a long black with milk? Just some cold milk in the top, if that's
no
right.
worries, all good. Is that a large or a small for the long one?
Oh, I'll take a large, please.
Large, yeah, no worries. And then just some milk on the side?
Yes, please.
Yeah, no worries. Having it here or take away?
Take away, please.
Take away, yeah. Just $5, mate. Thank you.
Really? Amazing. Which one was it? I'm doing that's crazy. That's a bit, maybe it knew we were close. I'm doing a video now on like why I like Australia. So, you know, saying to the British people, not too many of them, we don't want too many of them. Oh, thank God. What's your favourite thing about living here? Freedom. For me, when I came here as a backpacker, you can have such a good life with not a lot of money. Everyone says quality of life, but whereas here, like, you can have so many little bouts of happiness throughout the day. You get home, your glass is full by 7 p.m. Going on a holiday for me is a chore now. How long have you been here? 28 years, that's why you sound like an Aussie. Or Birmingham, won't hold it against you. So I'm going to convert a few people that are probably in a similar position to me not long ago. What was your name? Emma, lovely to meet you. Enjoy your breakfast. Telling people about almond croissants is like giving your best mate a hit on crystal meth. Once they start, they're probably not going to stop. Why don't we go on an endeavour to try and find...
I want to try one of the croissants now, god dang it. I need to try it. I need to see how it is.
We got to try it.
Oh, everything. It's a must. Did he say almond croissant?
I think so.
I
don't know if I get almond.
Yeah, I wouldn't get almond either. But yeah.
An almond croissant. Another thing that I never thought I'd really like.
I would also wanted to say, I want one of those moments where like we go out and like somebody notices us from YouTube. It's like, hey, I was just watching a YouTube video.
See, I think if we go to Australia, that would definitely happen for you.
That might happen, right? I want to experience that moment. It just seems like such a cool moment. Be like, yeah, appreciate you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for keep watching the videos. Tell all your friends and family about them.
About Australia is there are no chains of coffee shops. So like I said, in the UK, you got Nero's dog shit, Costa dog shit, Starbucks dog shit, and it's expensive. It's like £3.70 for a flipping coffee. This is $5, which is £2.50. So in Australia, which everyone thought was like a really expensive place, isn't. So because of that, because of the fact all these kind of chains are independent, they give a shit a lot more about the things they're producing. If you go into like a Bill's in Bracknell and your poached eggs are hard, no one really cares because they're just working for the one big conglomerate business. Oh, sorry sir. But here, because everything's independent, they have to maintain a certain level and quality to the food and coffee they produce or people won't go back. So every cup of coffee, dare I say it, is made with love. Oh, the breakfast is, I'm real. The bread, oh, amazing. It's worth noting, Sydney, Queensland has the best people, so the north. Melbourne has probably got the best metropolitan vibe, more of a city, great food, probably the best coffee. Sydney's just got like a good pinch of everything. It's not got the best beaches, it's got good beaches. It's not got the best city, it's got a good city. People there are kind of arseholes. When you go outside of Sydney, people are much more likely and inclined to say hello to you. Your neighbours will remind you to take the bins out. They'll have a chat with you. And Sydney can be a hard place to make friends. So if you come, make sure you have some kind of hobby or passion project, especially something like jiu-jitsu. I didn't do jiu-jitsu until I came to Australia. That is a very easy way to start making some friends. Because at least you know they're not arseholes, because not many arseholes do jiu-jitsu. Being alone does not mean you're lonely. Aloneness...
I need to try jiu-jitsu, god dang it. I need to get into... I don't know how to do no
Make some friends.
and loneliness are two different things. And when I did start traveling here, I did have a few days on my own. I remember having a wobbly one day and chatting to my friend Lucy Lord, and I was like, I feel kind of lonely. She was like, you're not lonely, you're alone. There's a difference. She said, get a good book, open it, and start being appreciative of the fact that no one's fucking pestering you. And my God, did she have a point. They will have almond croissants. But then so may these. We'll try here first. This bakery looks lit. No almond croissant, only a chocolate one.
Dang. Disappointing.
I'm pretty devastated, if I'm honest. A special mention to my mate George. He didn't die, but he did get a girl pregnant. When I was considering coming out to Australia.
When he did all that, I was like, R.I.P. George. They said, when he got a girl pregnant.
That's dirty.
I messaged him on Facebook and I was like, oh mate, what's Australia like? And he knew exactly what I meant with that. And he sent me a message that changed my life forever. He said, I'm not going to talk to you until you book your flight. And I was like, oh. Because what I was doing was I was looking for reasons to not take action. I was looking for reasons, excuses. That's why I was asking my clients, oh, I'm thinking of going to Australia. I was hoping that someone in my life would talk me out of it. Yeah. And then it was only really those last few conversations I had that pushed me over the edge to put myself out of the comfort zone to come. And quite literally was the single best decision of my life. And I don't take that very lightly. I don't even know if anyone's going to give a shit or want to watch this video, but I can't express how great coming here was for every part of my health, my mental health, my business, my relationships, everything. Now, I could be completely wrong, but surely coming out and realizing it's not right for you is way better than never even trying. And nice. Tim Ferriss has a famous saying where he goes, someday, when you say, oh, I'll do it someday, I'll get around to it someday, someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave. Because there is no good time to do this. There is never going to be a good time to come and pack up everything and go to the other side of the world. So just fucking do it. Do you know what? I was going to avoid saying fuck because I'll get demonetized now and I won't get any fucking money. But no, fucking.
We're going to bleep out his F words if it does. If it gets demonetized, we will, because we can't afford to not get no money.
We need the money.
And I was doing so. Yeah.
Do it. Stop being a pussy all your life. You're not getting any younger, so just grow a pair and fucking do it. G'day, mate. Then we can cut to the scene, finger in the arse, boom. I suppose living and moving to Australia is a bit like having a finger in the arse. You might be curious your whole life, wondering, I wonder what it's like. But until you give it a go, you're never really gonna know.
See, I was sold on coming to Australia the entire video. Until the last 15 seconds, when he said it's kind of like having a finger in you. You never know unless you give it a go. I would never give that a go in my entire life. But I've never been curious of how it felt either.
Good.
That's all we got. Make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. We out.